Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all partners and thank you for joining us today. So we'll be spending the next few minutes to discuss the recent SEBI regulatory changes, which shall be going live from 1st of April 23. And we'll give you an update on platform level changes, which we have implemented recently to comply with the SEBI guidelines. So we'll also have a QA session at the end to discuss if you have any questions. Please feel free to post your queries on chat. So by the end, we'll also try to check all the queries and we'll also help in answering it. So let's get started with the first regulatory change. Just a second. So these are all 5 regulatory changes, which I'll be going through one by one. And let's get started with the first one, the first regulatory change, that is PANAADHA linking. So giving a very quick overview about the regulatory change, a SEBI circular was released dated 3rd September 21, which requires that the PAN of a person allotted as of 1st July 17 shall become completely inoperative if it is not linked with the Aadhaar by 30th of September 21. So subsequently, the stipulated timelines got extended multiple times, and currently the deadline also very soon got extended to 30th of June 23. Which was previously 31st of March 23. So it's extremely crucial now for all clients to link the PAN with their Aadhaar, latest by 30th of June 23. Failure to do this will basically render the PAN becoming completely inactive. And so if the PAN-Aadhaar linking is not done, this could actually lead to unhold status of the KYC. That is, the KYC status will basically change from a registered KYC to unhold KYC, which will event all the clients to redo a fresh KYC registration in the offline mode by providing all the hard copies. So basically, it will create a lot of inconvenience for the clients. So this will also prohibit all mutual fund financial transactions related to be it the fresh additional purchases and SIPs effective from 1st of July 23. And for very, very strong actions related to PAN-Aadhaar linking if it is not done. So from our end, what we have done is we have generated the CAMS and K-Fintech report, the reports basically from the RTA's end, where we have extracted a tentative list of the clients for whom the PAN and Aadhaar are yet to be linked. And we have also floated all these emails to your clients with a detailed process basically onto how to link the PAN with the Aadhaar. And so the partners, from the partners perspective, the partners can directly go to the partners dashboard and then to the report section, and then you can refer to the PAN-Aadhaar link report, which is there under the business reports for viewing all the pending client details for whom still this linking PAN with the Aadhaar is pending. So moving on, this was basically all about the PAN-Aadhaar linking regulatory change. Moving on to the next regulatory change, which is updation of the nominee. So here, as per the SEBI circular, which was dated 15th of June 22, investors subscribing to any mutual fund providing the nominee details or declaration form or validating online through OTPs. Corrections, which is systematic transfer plans, SWPs, that is the systematic withdrawal plans. So this is a very, very important aspect for all the clients, as the STPs, SWPs, redemptions and switches will completely become invalid, or they will be not be able to process or place orders. So from our end, what we have done is we have generated the reports again from the RTA's end, that is from the CAMS and K-Fintech, where we found out a tentative list of the clients for whom the nominee declaration is still pending. And we have also floated emails to all your clients with a detailed process to basically how to update the nominee details. It is via online and it is via CAMS and K-Fintech web pages. So also for the partners for viewing or referring who are the pending client details, the list of the clients whose nomination is still readily available in the report section. So you can easily nomination pending report section. There you will be able to find all the pending client details. So we got a lot of queries also from the partners end where they are able to see that there is no nomination pending report found out. So basically, if all the clients' nominee details are already intact, for those partners, you won't be able to view the nomination pending report. So this is all about the second regulatory change, that is updation of nominee. Quickly, we can move on to the next slide. That is the third regulatory change. Just a second. The third regulatory change, that is updation of mobile number and email ID. As per the SEBI circular dated 4th of October 21, it's mandatory to update the mobile number and email IDs on all folios to basically to strengthen the control with respect to verification of key details of the investors, as these are completely used for all types of communication, be it for financial transactions, non-financial transactions confirmations, or for successfully completing the two-factor authentications. So this is very, very important and crucial aspect for all clients to update their mobile numbers and email IDs on the folios. So again, as per the AMFI's best practice guideline, which was circular issued, which was on 20th of March 22, it basically outlined the standardization of the process for validation of all email IDs and mobile number. So we have made it mandatory now for all clients to complete the self-declaration part of the contact details, which whenever they are entering into our system. And this is valid only for the individual clients, like excluding NRIs, non-individuals, HUS, trust, and societies or private limited individual accounts. So for all the clients who are yet to update the mobile number or email ID or submit the declarations, will get a mandatory pop-up on the client's app or the dashboard. And until they have not given the accurate details, the clients won't be able to proceed for the investments. So this is all about the third regulatory change, where it is extremely crucial for all the clients to update the mobile number and email ID. And so quickly we can move on to the next regulatory change. So here, as we all know, the two-factor authentication is a two-step security process done to validate the online transactions. And in continuation of the two-factor authentication process for all online redemptions, SEBI issued a circular again on 30th of September 22 to further safeguard the interest of investors, which stated that basically the extension of the two-factor authentication will be now not only for the redemptions, but also for the subscription transactions, like any financial transactions the client is going through, they have to go or undergo through a two-factor authentication. And this new framework of implementing the two-factor authentication for all transactions will come into effect from 1st of April 23. So owing to the new framework changes, we have also implemented a set of new like implementations or modifications in the system level. So our product and tech team have implemented certain modifications in the system to comply with the new SEBI guidelines, such as from now on, I think an OTP verification will follow each purchase or redemption transactions conducted through the client app based on the registered mobile number and email ID. Also, for all client approval links, previously it was only the approval link which was going through, but now an extra OTP verification step will be there on the approval page itself. And also, I think for all transactions done through NEFT, RTGS, or check as a mode of payment will require the approval from the client's end before the order is getting placed. So previously it was not required that the clients needs to give any OTPs. Previously it was like the NEFT, RTGS, or the check can be directly placed as per the going to the cart and then entering the UTR number or creating the check number and updating it. But now OTP verification will be required from the client's end, and then only the orders can be placed. The above changes are completely made to ensure that the two-factor authentication is rightly implemented to comply with the SEBI guidelines. So this is all about the two-factor authentication, what we have like updates from the AssetPlus end, as well as what is the SEBI guidelines, which is going on the industry-wide. So moving on to the next regulatory change, that is the KYC revalidation. So as we all know, KYC is a mandatory process for commencing investments in mutual funds. SEBI registered KYC registration agency, basically KRAs, essentially holds and stores KYC records of MF investors. And these KRAs are soon going to commence the revalidation of the KYC records that were basically submitted with Aadhaar as OVD. OVD, as you know, officially valid document prior to 1st of November 22. So any KYCs which were registered as on 31st of October 22 has to revalidate the KYCs. So investors will basically be notified through email, SMS, or physical letter communication directly to complete the revalidation process. And the investors here need to respond really promptly on receipt of the communication, as KYC revalidation needs to be completed on or before 30th of April. So the deadline for revalidating the KYC is 30th of April 23. And what will be basically the implication? So if the KYC is not validated within the stipulated timelines, the transactions will not be permitted from 1st of May 23. And this will eventually lead to re-registering of the KYC in the offline mode. And so basically a link will be sent directly to the client from the respective KRAs. Like for example, if a client has done the KYC from NDML KRA or has done the KYC from K Fintech, so the respective KRA will be sending the link directly to the client's email ID, registered email ID, and there the client needs to upload either the mAadhaar copy, Aadhaar XML copy, or e-Aadhaar copy, and the link is basically yet to be sent to all clients from the respective KRAs, and we are also in touch with a lot of KRAs to understand how are they implementing it. But once we are basically expecting it anytime soon to be sent. Also, there will be many investors who would have registered the KYCs, but the contact details were not submitted while registering the KYC. So this is one of the cases where the partners, when we were interacting regarding the KYC revalidation, they come across some cases where the client's KYC is registered, but those are very old cases, and there the mobile number and email IDs are not updated. So by default for them, the feasibility to upload the XML Aadhaar copy or e-Aadhaar copy won't be available. So for them, mandatorily, they have to update or re-register the KYC via offline mode. So this is all about KYC revalidation. And again, I am repeating, the deadline is 30th of April 23, sending the link directly to the client and send the links. So moving on to the next slide. So here, basically, I would all the changes we have implemented on our platform or client's app to comply basically with the SEBI guidelines, so that this will give us a holistic picture of all the changes that the clients are going to witness very soon, or the partners are going to witness very soon. So the step for all the clients before completing the payment, that is, once the funds are added onto the cart, the client will click on the pay now, and an OTP verification will be required from the client side. Once the OTP is entered, the order will get placed. Like obviously the payment has to be done and the order will get placed. So secondly, we have also added an OTP step for adding SIPs without the first order. And this is also again to comply with the two-factor authentication for all the transactions as per the SEBI guidelines. And again, there is one more update, which is for the client's app, that is for any SIP modification, be it changing the auto debit date, amount, or mandate, we will require an OTP from client end to process any modification request. So previously it was just an approval link where we will be able to, the partners will initiate it, we can change easily the amounts or the mandates as per the client's confirmation. But now added and above, there will be an OTP from the client end to process any modification request related to SIPs. So the fourth or the last one for the client's app is, as informed in the previous slide already, the mandatory pop-up will be there. So we are getting a lot of queries from the partners and as well as from the clients and directly that they are facing some errors, or maybe they are not able to proceed for the orders. So once the mandatory pop-up, the details are entered, then only the declarations are completed, then only the orders can be placed. So please ensure that all the clients are updating all the relevant details as soon as possible, so that the two-factor authentication is right on place. So now moving on to the changes we have implemented for the partners dashboard. So here, firstly, for approving any kinds of financial transactions, the approval link needs to be sent to the clients along with the mandatory OTP. So this is also one of the major changes what the partners are going to also face, because previously it was just the approval link, but now the mandatory OTP will be one more step which will be added to ensure that the two-factor authentication guidelines are completely followed. So next, for the NEFT, RTGS, and check mode of payment, this already I have informed in the previous slides. Now there will be an additional step where the partners will require an OTP from the client's end to place the orders. And the next change which we have added is the pop-up screen indicating that the client is yet to complete the self-declaration part, so that you can also guide or assist the client directly and inform that the declaration part is pending. Once the declaration part is completed, then we will be able to place the order. So this is the third change, which the clients change, which we have implemented recently, is the reports section. So this also I have mentioned in the previous slide. We have added some new reports such as PANAADHA Linking report, where you will be able to find out an entire list of the client details whose PAN and Aadhaar are yet to be linked. Then same goes for the nomination pending reports. Again, there are few partners or few clients whose nomination is still pending. So for those folios, those client details will be also readily available in the report section. And then we have also added a regulatory changes report, where you will be able to find out the list of the clients for whom the regulatory changes are yet to be completed. So this is the overall changes from the AssetPlus end, what we are trying to implement, and all these changes are going to be soon rolled out by 1st of April, specifically to the two-factor authentication. So our concerned tech and product team are working on to regulate it and implement it as soon as possible. Before 1st of April, we'll be rolling out that. So I think with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you all. It was really amazing to have you on. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.